If you've been watching my videos for a while and follow me on social media, you would probably know that I am a lover of all sports. And that is why March is one of my favorite months of the year, because that means it is time for March Madness. For those of you not familiar with March Madness, it is a knockout tournament where 64 of America's top college basketball teams compete to be crowned national champion. I compare it to the FA Cup on steroids. Due to the hype I had leading up to the tournament that is now officially underway, I thought it would be really cool to see how the world's best football clubs would do in a March Madness style competition on FIFA 18. So I have divided 64 of the top clubs in world football into groups of 16 based on their regions. Following March Madness tradition, we will be calling these groups pods from now on. And in a second, I will show you the makeup of these 4 pods, and following that, I will show you the overall bracket so you can get a greater understanding of how it all works if you are not familiar with March Madness. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the 4 pods. So taking a look at pod 1, this is going to be Europe 1. I have divided the 4 pods up into pod 1 is going to be Europe 1, pod 2 is going to be Europe 2, and then pod 3 is going to be North and South America, where pod 4 will be Asia, Africa, Australia, and the rest of the world. So should make for some interesting content, but let's take a look now at pod 1. Now I have determined the rankings of pods 1 and 2 based on the club's UEFA rankings. So that is all based on their rankings. So in pod 1, seed 1 Real Madrid will be versing seed 16 Salzburg. Seed 8 Benfica will be versing seed 9 Zenit. Seed 5 Borussia Dortmund will be versing seed 12 Besiktas. Seed 4 Sevilla will be versing seed 13 AS Roma. Seed 6 Arsenal will be versing seed 11 Schalke. Seed 3 Juventus will be versing seed 4 Fiorentina. Seed 7 Chelsea will be versing seed 10 Spurs. And finally, seed 2 Bayern Munich will be versing seed 15 Liverpool. Following on from that, we're going to take a look at pod 2, which is Europe 2. So seed 1 Atletico Madrid will be versing seed 16 Anderlecht. Seed 8 Napoli will be versing seed 9 Basel. Seed 5 Porto will be versing seed 12 AS Monaco. Seed 4 Manchester City will be versing seed 13 Olympiacos. Seed 6 Manchester United will be versing seed 11 Lyon. Seed 3 PSG will be versing seed 14 Ajax. Seed 7 Shakhtar will be versing seed 10 Bayer Leverkusen. And finally, seed 2 Barcelona will be versing seed 15 Villarreal. Moving on now to pod number 3. This is going to be the North and South America division. Seed 1 Toronto will be versing seed 16 Gremio. Seed 8 Independiente will be versing seed 9 Cruzeiro. Seed 5 Santos Laguna will be facing seed 12 Unión de Chile. Seed 4 Seattle Sounders will be versing seed 13 Junior FC. Seed 6 Tigres will be versing seed 11 Santos. Seed 3 Portland will be versing seed 14 Tijuana. Seed 7 Boca Juniors will be versing seed 10 Palmeiras. And finally, seed 2 New York City FC will be versing seed 15 Monterrey. Now onto our final pod before we get into the action. It is going to be the Asia, Africa, Australia, and rest of the world pod. Seed 1 Al Hilal will be versing seed 16 FC Seoul. Seed 8 Jeonbuk Hyundai will be versing seed 9 Ulsan Hyundai, the Hyundai Derby. Seed 5 Urawa Red Diamonds will be versing seed 12 Orlando Pirates. Seed 4 Newcastle Jets will be versing seed 13 Al Nassr. Seed 6 Kawasaki will be versing seed 11 Kaiser Chiefs. Seed 3 Sydney FC will be versing seed 14 Melbourne Victory in an Australian Big Blue Derby. Seed 7 Kashima Antlers will be versing seed 10 Jeju. And finally, Seed 2 Al Ahly will be versing Seed 15 Yokohama FM. So as you can see now, we have a whole overview of how the tournament will work. So the winner of 1 vs 16 will verse the winner of 8 vs 9, etc, etc. It's pretty simple to work out. But now, let's get into what we're all here for. Let's get into the games. Firstly, getting into the results from Pot 1, Europe 1, we had Real Madrid beating Salzburg 4-0, Bayern Munich defeating Liverpool 3-1, Juventus defeating Fiorentina 2-0, Roma defeating Sevilla 3-0, Borussia Dortmund defeating Besiktas 2-1, Arsenal defeating Schalke 1-0, Chelsea defeating Spurs 2-0, and Benfica defeating Zenit 2-1. So now, after those results, we can see who will be versing each other in round 2. It's going to be Real Madrid versus Benfica, Borussia Dortmund versus Roma, Arsenal versus Juventus, and Chelsea versus Bayern Munich. Hopefully, you guys are getting the hang of it now. We're going to move to Pod 3 right now, the North America and South America division. We're going to be going Pod 1 and 3, then Pod 2 and 4, because that's how we will all link up in the regional finals. But anyways, Toronto defeat Gremio 2-1. Monterrey knock out New York City FC 2-1. Uni de Chile take out Santos Laguna 1-0. Boca Juniors get rid of Palmeiras 1-0. Cruzeiro knocking out Independiente 2-0. Tigres coming out and defeating Santos 2-1. The Seattle Sounders take down Junior FC 2-1. A lot of 2-1 results in this division. And finally, Tijuana take down Portland Timbers 2-1. So now you can see what Pod 3 teams will be taking on each other in round number 2. Moving across now to Pot 2, which is the Europe 2 division. We started off with a 2-1 win, Atletico Madrid taking down Anderlecht. Barcelona get off to a strong start. A Messi brace leads them to a 4-1 win against Villarreal. Manchester United take down Lyon to get a 2-1 win. Another 2-1 result as Leverkusen knock out Shakhtar Donetsk. Napoli crush Basel 4-1. Monaco get the job done 2-0 against Porto. Man City scrape by against Olympiacos. And PSG, an early Neymar goal sees them beat Ajax. So, here are the fixtures in Pot 2 for round 2. And finally, into Pot 4, the one I am very interested about. We started off Al Hilal taking down Seoul 2-0. Another win for the Saudis as Al Ahly take down Yokohama 3-0. It's 3 on the trot for the Saudi Arabian sides as Al Nassr defeat Newcastle 3-0. Urawa Red Diamonds joining the winning circle. They defeat Orlando Pirates 4-1. Kashima Antlers defeat Jeju 3-1. Jeonbuk Hyundai wins the Hyundai Derby 2-0 over Ulsan. The Kaiser Chiefs beat Kawasaki 2-0. And Sydney FC win the Big Blue 3-0 over Melbourne Victory. So now that all of the round 1 games have been played, here is what the bracket looks like heading into round 2. Let's get into round 2 now with the Pot 1 games. So the first game in round 2 for Pot 1 is going to be Real Madrid getting the job done again, 3-0 against Benfica. Roma, they're going to be joining Real Madrid in the Sweet 16 after a 2-0 win against Borussia Dortmund. Juventus eliminate Arsenal 2-1. And Chelsea crush Bayern Munich 3-1. So 4 teams remain from Pot 1. Real Madrid to face Roma and Juventus to face Chelsea in the Sweet 16. Moving on to Pot 3, it is going to be Toronto FC taking down Cruzeiro 2-1. Chile eliminates Seattle 3-1, so they're really on fire. But Tigres, they go one step further and win an all-Mexican affair 5-1 against Tijuana. Maybe they're a dark horse in the competition. And Boca Juniors get the job done again, 1-0 against Monterrey. So in the Sweet 16, we will see first seed Toronto taking on 12 seed University de Chile, and then Tigres versus Boca Juniors in the Sweet 16. A lot of big games coming up in Pot 2, Europe 2. We're going to start it off Napoli, a 1-0 win, a big win against Atletico Madrid. AS Monaco eliminate Man City 1-0. A massive shock as Leverkusen eliminate Barcelona 2-1. And Manchester United eliminate PSG 1-0. So in the Sweet 16, we will see Napoli and Monaco going head-to-head, along with Manchester United facing Bayer Leverkusen. Now we move on to Pot 4, and it's going to begin with Al Hilal taking down Jeonbuk 3-1. Another Saudi side through to the Sweet 16 as Al Nassr defeat Urawa Red Diamonds 2-1. No more Australian teams involved as the Kaiser Chiefs absolutely destroy Sydney FC 4-1. And a third Saudi side into the Sweet 16, Al Ahly taking down Kashima 2-3. So this is what it is going to look like heading into the Sweet 16. A lot of storylines to come out of it. Are we going to have some big upsets, or are we going to see the world-class sides get it done? So 2 games to come out of each pot at the moment for the Sweet 16. So Real Madrid, they squeeze past Roma 2-1. Juventus eliminate Chelsea 2-0. Moving into pot 3, Chile, they continue their run of form as they eliminate Toronto FC 2-1. And Tigres, they make it through to the Elite 8 after taking down Boca Juniors 1-0. In pot 2, Napoli get through after defeating AS Monaco 2-1. And the identical scoreline here as Manchester United take down Leverkusen. And finally, pot 4, Al Hilal absolutely destroy their Saudi rivals Al Nassr 4-1, and the Kaiser Chiefs eliminate Al Ahly 1-0. Only 8 teams remain as we head into the Elite 8. It's going to be Real Madrid versus Juventus, Universidad de Chile versus Tigres, Napoli versus Manchester United, and Al Hilal versus Kaiser Chiefs. We are now into the Elite 8. Who are going to get into the finals, into the semi-finals? Real Madrid, they take down Juventus 1-0. Tigres, they are going to get into it as they take down Chile 2-0. Manchester United edge out Napoli 2-1. And the Kaiser Chiefs, a massive upset as they defeat Al Hilal 1-0. So the winner out of each pod has been crowned. Real Madrid win pod 1, Tigres win pod 3, Manchester United win pod 2, and Kaiser win pod 4. But there is still a lot to come. We get into the semi-finals. All these 4 clubs looking to make it through to the final. Who is going to get there? Pod 1 versus pod 3. No upset on the cards as Real Madrid cruise past Tigres. No surprise. And they're going to be facing either Man United or Kaiser Chiefs in the final. And it is going to be Manchester United facing Real Madrid in the final. 4-0, they absolutely destroy the Kaiser Chiefs, and I think this once again proves that European football dominates all in club level. So that means the final is going to come up against Real Madrid and Manchester United. We're going to go and watch the final now. Let's go and have a look at the highlights and see who wins FIFA March Madness. Here we go. Into the final, FIFA March Madness, Real Madrid versus Manchester United. What is going to happen? We start off this one, 11 minutes into it. It is going to be Manchester United on the attack. It's fallen here. Juan Mata fires off a shot, and that is our first opportunity of the game. Continuing here, it's going to be Lukaku, brought down there from Sergio Ramos, but the Belgian does win back possession. Comes on the end of a great pass. You would have thought maybe he's going to shoot across his body, but he goes near post. Keylor Navas, the Costa Rican goalkeeper, able to save that one. And it has been all Manchester United so far. A very interesting shot there from Paul Pogba just before halftime. Sees it go wide. Real Madrid with their first piece of attacking possession. Luka Modric going to Casemiro. The Croat goes out to the Welshman in Gareth Bale. He crosses that one. Back post. Cristiano Ronaldo jumping over the back of the Manchester United defense, scoring in the March Madness final and giving Real Madrid the lead here up against his former club. That is a big play there from the Portuguese winger slash striker. We know about his leaping abilities, and there again shows it after he flies up above Valencia. We move into the second half now. Man United looking to hit back. Sanchez goes to Lukaku, the Chilean. In the middle there, it's going to be Lingard getting his header to it, but nothing comes from it. And we move all the way to the 82nd minute. Not being too exciting of a final. Another chance there for Real Madrid. And not much time left for Man United. They're putting all their resources forward. Real Madrid pushing up here. Benzema going. Gareth Bale hits the post. A great opportunity to secure it there. Phil Jones is going to clear it, but ultimately, that is going to be full time. Real Madrid win the March Madness tournament. There you can see, fellas, the final table, the final brackets. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It took a very long time for me to make. Took me about 4 days to make this video, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, and it was a cool little concept to trial out. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. But most importantly, fellas, I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out. Peace.